bourgeoisie relatives. Here's Chinoden. That's me. I don't have a name for this. This is basically just me doing a video. I don't have a name for it. This isn't part of Follow That Flow. This isn't part of the bigger picture. This will probably be in the bigger picture. I'll mention this and something like that. But what I've got for you today is there's a website called skepticalaboutskeptics.org. And I will post this link in the description for you guys, so you can go and check it. There's tons of awesome articles out here with top researchers around the world and people who are actually putting in real, true investigative journalism, or researching the truth, researching many different aspects of what we see out there, and this explains what pseudoskeptics are, and it talks about Wikipedia. So let's get into it. Well, all my links are in the description. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I got a few different shows on different playlists on this channel, so I have gold and silver updates and stuff like that. I talk about all kinds of stuff to do with like currencies, Bitcoin, whatever. And what else? Well, and then I have the bigger picture, which I haven't started that yet. I got a lot of big plans for that. So, but this is just some random video that I decided to do because I had all these cool articles, and I'm going to take you down that rabbit hole, baby. Woo, let's go. Pseudoskeptics Revealed. Many self-proclaimed skeptics are committed to upholding the authority of established science by maintaining conventional taboos. They are intolerant of those who transgress the boundaries of scientific orthodoxy. These self-appointed gatekeepers of the dominant paradigm proudly call themselves skeptics, but reveal themselves as fundamentalists who dismiss any evidence that challenges their belief system. I am going to post that on Facebook or whatever. But anyways, Skeptical About Skeptics examines the ill-informed attacks leveled by these pseudo-skeptics. With articles by well-known scientists and thinkers, we reveal their faulty critiques and the underhanded methods they employ. We highlight controversies in specific fields of research and shine a light on prominent skeptics and skeptical organizations. We are pro-science, and we are in favor of open-minded inquiry. Latest articles. Rampant harassment on Wikipedia. For several years now, Ron Viharo has been documenting his disturbing Wikipedia experiences on his website, Wikipedia We Have a Problem. His latest post is an excellent case study on the harassment, libel, and slander routinely practiced by some editors of the King of Encyclopedias. There is a disturbing pattern of behaviors evolving across Wikipedia. A number of skeptic activists on Wikipedia believe that only they are qualified to edit a large swath of topics and biographies on Wikipedia, and they seek to purge other editors from those articles or Wikipedia itself. Skeptic activists take this very seriously and treat Wikipedia like a battleground for their activism, where online harassment, slander, bullying, character assassination, and public shaming are all used as tactics to control editing permissions on the world's largest repository of knowledge. Now this says read this full article. I'm going to open this up in another tab right here, and then we're going to continue on with that, and then we'll go back to the Skeptical About Skeptics site. So factual harassment versus fictional harassment. Deepak Chopra's Wikipedia article reflects larger problem. So yeah, Deepak Chopra, pretty much everybody knows him, right? Deepak Chopra's Wikipedia article reflects a larger problem. Okay. Oh, this is a pretty long article. That's okay, I got all day. All day, baby. I'm here to let you know what's really going on. There's a pattern of editor suppression evolving across Wikipedia, documented in this study, and recent events like nothing else to date complete the full arc of this investigation across 2 wiki wars dealing with one small set of Wikipedia editors. A number of skeptic activists on Wikipedia believe that only they are qualified to edit a large swath of topics and biographies on Wikipedia, and they seek to purge other editors from those articles or Wikipedia itself. Formal concern. Since editor suppression runs contrary to Wikipedia and Wikimedia's own guidelines, rules, regulations, and in some cases perhaps abidances with U.S. federal law, contradicting the spirit of an encyclopedia anyone can edit, I can view editor suppression in many instances to be a potential violation of human dignity and civil rights for those within certain beliefs of or interests, i.e. minority viewpoints, in relationship to whatever culture is dominating a Wikipedia article. Because of the cultural and technical complexity of internet culture, media, and technology, I believe these ethical violations and abuses have not been articulated into public discourse in a clear enough manner so as to clarify core issues and problems that are affecting numerous institutions, industries, and notable living people. I focus on skeptic activism on Wikipedia because that was my first entry point into a wiki war, and they are indeed a dominant culture on Wikipedia, guarding and editing countless articles on biographies, alternative and indigenous medicines, counterculture philosophies or figures, devotional practices such as meditation, yoga, martial arts, ritual, or prayer, and experimental or fringe sciences or research. That fringe word, man. They also naturally proactively edit their own Wikipedia biographies of their own notable skeptics, skeptic events, websites, and podcasts. The case for editor suppression on Wikipedia complete. Skeptic activists take their viewpoints very seriously and can often be somewhat fanatical. And that's how you know that's that word fanatical. When they get fanatical about their viewpoints and start attacking the character of others, that's when you know they're probably fake. They treat Wikipedia like a battleground for their activism, where online harassment, slander, bullying, character assassination, and public shaming are all used as tactics to control editing permissions, evolving into wiki wars across many other platforms. This has created a rather skewed interpretation of neutral point of view, editing a number of social issues dealing with what I believe to be a poisoned online culture of Wikipedia. A few months back, I posted specifically how one Wikipedia skeptic activist editor, Manuel, continues to leverage Wikipedia's rules, guidelines, and arbitration processes specifically to harass and raise concerns about Wikipedia editors who have viewed that Manuel considers outside of the mainstream. Not stopping there. Well, hold on. We know the mainstream. Most of us out there, well, I don't know if most of us, but I know a lot of us out there know that the mainstream, you can't rely on it for truthful information, and that's been proven again and again and again. So, continuing on. Not stopping there, these suppression tactics can be applied to other Wikipedia editors if they had some associations with this website. This March 2016, Manuel, along with another WP skeptic editor, Wikipedia skeptic editor, JitDog, recently went after Wikipedia editor and representative to Deepak Chopra, the Kappan Ashurk, whatever that is, the Kappan, to remove him from editing on Wikipedia. Their campaign was successful. He is now banned from Deepak Chopra's article. So basically, this guy was going in and, doing work for Deepak Chopra, and these guys got him out of there. That's ridiculous. Get out of here with that. Editor suppression, flag waving, other editors. The Kappan was a fully disclosed direct representative to Deepak Chopra on Wikipedia, as allowed by both Wikipedia and the Wikimedia Foundation. He also wrote an article on Huffington Post detailing specifically a number of editorial abuses occurring on Deepak Chopra's Wikipedia article. Predictably, Manuel, along with JitDog, went to remove the captain from editing on Wikipedia, trying to sanction him because he was associated with me. This publication, and by default, SAS81, the account I created for resolving Deepak Chopra's Wikipedia article. And Manuel's sanction request against Ryan, they actually refer to Wikipedia We Have a Problem as an off-wiki harassment website designed to provoke skeptics. More misinformation and damage control from the very same editors reported often in this study. Manuel's wiki suspense about this study was true to form, a bit over the top, the signature of how serious this collective of editors on Wikipedia try to control permissions and the unbelievable lengths they go to achieve it. The captain was grilled in his Wikipedia trial. What did the captain know, and when did he know it? Did the captain betray Wikipedia by not informing them that SAS81 was the publisher of Wikipedia We Have a Problem? Shame, shock, evidence of a conspiracy to disrupt Wikipedia. Next, Manuel and JitDog used this association with the Tumbleman, my Wikipedia editing account on the Sheldrake Wiki War. If you don't know who Rupert Sheldrake is, he gives us information on the 100th monkey effect. That's where there was a bunch, like, in, what was it, Vietnam? I think that's what it was, Vietnam, when they're, bombing the crap out of the place, using all that napalm. All the monkeys in the forest kind of went out by the coast, and they were dropping off potatoes from a helicopter to these monkeys so they could eat because their food sources were being destroyed, right? So as they dropped the potatoes out of the helicopter, or there's sweet potatoes, whatever, it doesn't matter. But when the potatoes had hit the ground, they get lodged with sand and stuff, and the monkeys would try eating it, and it would screw their teeth up. So they didn't really eat it. They weren't really eating. So they noticed one day that one of the younger monkeys actually accidentally dropped the potato in the water, and he picked it up, and the sand got washed off of it, right? So he ate it, and so he showed the other monkeys, like probably his parents, and he showed the other monkeys, like, hey, look, we can wash the potatoes in this water and we can eat them, basically, is what they were witnessing. And soon enough monkeys on that island they're doing this now. So it got to a point where it was like a critical mass situation, and all of a sudden all the monkeys on the island knew how to do it, and even a bunch of monkeys on the mainland. So what we were seeing from that is that when enough entities or enough beings learn something, and there's a really cool experiments that they did with people that really explain this even further in detail. But so once enough people or beings learn a certain thing, and enough of them, they hit a critical mass to where this information is just available to everyone else that hasn't learned it. It's just like the cognition opens up in their brain, because there's so many other beings that know how to do this. So it's I don't know, it's really cool, energetic kind of science that they're calling fringe science. That's why I said that word fringe it's what it's doing, that word fringe science, and what they're doing with that is they're obviously they're suppressing the truth, the truthful science and information. So anyways, let's go on. So what do we say? Sheldrake Wikiwar as evidence that he could not be trusted to edit Wikipedia now almost 3 years later. Okay, so let me reread that. Next, Manuel and JitDog use this association with the Tumbleman on my Wikipedia editing account on the Sheldrake Wikiwar as evidence that he could not be trusted to edit Wikipedia now almost 3 years later. And not for any edits he has done in the past 5-year history on Wikipedia, but for edits they suspect he will make in the future. Come on, are you kidding me? Consider the Captain is an archivist in probably one of the largest collections of academic research on alternative medicine from universities all over the world, so a dumb request for editors of an encyclopedia to make. What is disturbing about this trend is that the Captain is getting sanctioned on Wikipedia not for what he does on Wikipedia, but for what he is suspected of thinking off Wikipedia. And specifically what he thinks about skeptic activists and editors' suppression tactics. The Captain is being sanctioned because they believe sometime in the future he might make an inappropriate edit, despite that his 5-year edit and contribution history never shows one example of this ever occurring. Skeptic Broadcast Department spokesman Tim Farley. True to form, Tim Farley, who edits on Wikipedia as Krelnick, tweeted out the damage control spin. Did Tim tweet Manuel got Cap'n sanctioned for being associated with this website? No. Farley tweeted to his audience the skeptic propaganda, the skeptic narrative. Tireless, dedicated Wikipedia editors have to deal with the fringe-pushing and suspicious woo believers that keep losing their anti-science agenda. Another win for the skeptics. Tireless, dedicated Wikipedia editors have to deal with fringe-pushing and suspicious woo believers that keep losing in their anti-science agenda. Another win for the skeptics. So he even garnished his tweet with a sad ending, a classic persuasion made more famous recently by our first Twitter president. And it says, another Deepak Chopra employee has been found out and topic banned on Wikipedia today. That's the third one. Sad, really. That's the classic line that a lot of skeptics use to try to discredit somebody. Right? According to Tim Farley, skeptic influencer on Twitter, the Captain was sanctioned as found out as one of Deepak's editors. This is a perfect example of showing how Wikipedia activists spin these events in wiki wars with Trumptonian-type persuasion attacks. Going back on social media on Twitter to tell one story while using Wikipedia to try and embarrass one of their enemies, Deepak Chopra. If it feels like you're stumbling into a script written by Kurt Vonnegut and directed by Terry Gilliam, or listening to an episode of This American Life, you're not alone. I was never expecting this particular subculture to be so rich in their missions. The surreal absurdity of their seriousness, they engage in these battles to the death. For incredibly low stakes offers an enticing, gripping, suspenseful drama of epic proportions over nothing. All that is missing is a great soundtrack. The case of editor suppression versus legitimate sanctioning. The purpose of this website is not to defend myself. The purpose of this website is to prove editor suppression by detailing the pattern of behaviors Wikipedia editors take, with Manuel being probably the core editor I focus on throughout my study, although there are half a dozen or so more. The whole team of them, right? When we look at the editing histories and behaviors, it is easy to distinguish between a genuine sanction against a problematic editor and a sanction designed to suppress editors away from editing. These are two entirely distinct sets of behaviors, which can be accounted for programmatically in principle. I've detailed events on this website that clearly show Manuel has, for more than 2 years, performed battleground and harassment operations on Wikipedia Alongside Wikipedia editor Oliver Smith, Goblin Face, creator of a large skeptic sock puppet army of over 50 Wikipedia accounts, and other editors who edit articles all related to skeptic interests and points of view. Complicity. Oliver Smith continues to defend Manuel around the web against charges made by Wikipedia. We have a problem. Tim Farley even defended a number of Oliver's sock puppets back on Wikipedia and has engaged online with Oliver many times. Why didn't Manuel or Tim Farley ever raise concerns with the goblin-faced Dan Skeptic sock puppet if their concern is abuses on Wikipedia? Why just raise the concern if it's Tumbleman or Ask our HRC or SAS81 or anyone who attempts to form a consensus or disagrees with skeptic agenda-based editing? In the case of these editing accounts, the pattern is very clear. No reference to any edit or any behavior was used to sanction these accounts away from editing, rather than just attacks, harassment, and false narratives to trigger a sanction from an admin. So I want you guys go do an experiment. Go try to edit on Wikipedia about something that might be fringe or whatever. And try to change it, like talk like ETs or I don't know, just think of something to go edit. Like go to Deepak Chopra's Wikipedia and try to edit something. I don't know. I don't have a really good example of what to go edit right now. Maybe next video I'll think of something. But anyways, a history of editor suppression manual. Consider Manual began their editing career as a single-purpose account for skeptic agenda-based editing and instigated the wiki war on Rupert Sheldrake's article with their very first edit back in July 2013. Manual's very first actual edit on Wikipedia was removing biologist from the lead sentence on Rupert Sheldrake's WP article. So Rupert Sheldrake is a biologist, like what I was just saying, like he was studying the monkeys. That's a biologist studying biology, right? God, come on. I mean, he's highly credentialed. Rupert Sheldrake is highly credentialed. Like, come on, man. And replacing it with former biochemist and considered as pseudoscience in the first sentence as biographical credential on a biography of a living person. Now you see how they do that. Rupert Sheldrake is a biologist, but they replace it with former biochemist and considered as pseudoscience. So that's, it's all right there. I highlight this to show an intentional animosity with the subject of the article, with an intention to embarrass or shame the subject, somewhat weaponizing Wikipedia for their own worldview. I also show this as a matter of record. Manual sought no consensus for that original change. It was an aggressive edit by a fresh editing account. To support my claim, I merely need to reference Sheldrake's credentials as a biologist, which is standard and non-controversial. He has published over 80 scientific papers, and Cambridge University, as well as Encyclopedia Britannica, also lists him as a biologist. Specifically, Sheldrake is referenced as a biologist in numerous primary, secondary, and tertiary sources. This is not an essential feature to Sheldrake's biography. It is an essential piece of the man's own dignity. To deny a man the dignity of his own hard-earned credentials and abusing a NPOV to do so is, I believe, evidence of intent. Manual's first edit on Wikipedia was the original cause of the Sheldrake Wiki War. This singular event by Manual is exactly what created the battleground in Sheldrake's Wiki War. That attracted dozens of Wikipedia editors to the page, including myself, the captain, and a slew of others, along with the attention of Forbes and the BBC, New Republic, and the blogosphere. Once Manuel made those changes, despite more than a dozen editors protesting this change, they made themselves sheriff on the article and blocked all attempts to put biologists back into the lead sentence and sought sanction against editors who disagreed. So, yeah. Rupert Sheldrake is actually a biologist with over 80 scientific papers, and they won't let the word biologist be in the lead sentence. They won't let it be in there at all. That's freaking crazy, man. Come on. Far more editors on Wikipedia disagreed with Manuel and other skeptic editors' decisions and were all rebuked in various ways using what appeared to me to be mind-numbingly horrible logic to support their viewpoints for this removal of a basic credential. With Deepak Chopra, his problem with agenda-based skeptic editors is far more extreme, yet tactically very similar to Rupert Sheldrake. Again, skeptic activist editors do not want to list Deepak Chopra as an MD, which he actually is. That's his credential. He's an MD. Despite the fact he has a medical license in the state of California and employs a medical staff at his center. These two wiki wars give two examples of what I believe is agenda-based editing allowing to run rampant on Wikipedia within this small niche of skeptic activists. And one more that I know of from David Wilcock's wisdom teachings is David Wilcock. They do this stuff to David as well because of all they call the science that he's presenting. They call it fringe science. You see what happens? You see the establishment doesn't want us to know this science because it gives us the power to transcend the government and whatever those people with that agenda to depopulate or whatever, I don't know. So they believe that Rupert Sheldrake and Deepak Chopra and those like them do not deserve the credibility and dignity of their very own academic credentials and believe that if they are listed, they would be given that credibility and dignity their titles allow them. If any editors disagrees with them on these small biographical points, they are likely to be blocked, banned, and harassed until most just throw their hands up and quit. Specifically, it is these types of clear editing abuses which is what attracted me originally to this problem. The elephant in the room that neither Manuel or JitDog can be acknowledged to both themselves and Wikipedia is that SAS 81, whom they dismissed as simply as a sock, acted as a transparent, rule-abiding, and effective representative to Deepak Chopra on Wikipedia, and just like Tumbleman, which Manuel also sanctioned quite inappropriately, followed the rules on Wikipedia 100%. The same with the captain acting as Deepak Chopra's representative. Third-party corroboration. As an uninvolved editor with no intention of involving himself, I have to say that there's a problem where SAS 81 is up against a bunch of involved editors with clear bias against the subject, judging by the repeated use of pejoratives here and elsewhere. I wonder what that word is. I'll have to look that up. I've never seen it before. That's cool. I'm learning stuff. There's always something to learn, guys. And that's what I'm here for. Come up with a better solution than having a user with a declared COI and valid intentions go up against a small army of vociferous skeptics and wiki warriors. This should be handled neutrally from both ends. We can't ask SAS 81 to be nice to us when they are assailed at every turn because they have a COI or because we don't like his boss. But this situation tends to reflect badly on us as a community. And Massell has a point. But all that excessive posting and forum shopping might simply be a reflection of SAS 81's frustration at running into the same walls over and over. Free range frog croak, 1850, 29th of April 2014. SAS 81 is not the problem here. He is representing the BLP subject on the talk page. The BLP policy allows this. There's that. And the foundation has asked that anyone who has a complaint about how they are described on the project's website be treated with patience, kindness, and respect. There would have to be significant disruption before a subject or his representative were removed, and nothing like that has happened here. Slim Virgin, 2010, 10th of June, 2014. So there's two third-party corroborations. More misinformation. WWHP is a editor harassment website. Manual claim Sin the AE against Ryan that Wikipedia we have a problem is an off-wiki harassment website designed to harass Manual and skeptic editors on Wikipedia, a claim they make about me on Encyclopedia Dramatica and Rational Wiki. This is identical to the message of Oliver Smith, who is Wikipedia editor Goblin Face, who sends me threatening emails and goes around the web defending Manual and Tim Farley against this publication. Now we have two parties, each claiming the other is harassing them. We should probably define harassment in this case. Harassment defined. If Manual makes this claim, I'm not sure Manual understands what harassment or slander is. Exposing harassment is not itself harassment, even if it makes Manual feel uncomfortable. Making a false claim of harassment against someone is slander. Harassment is digging into editors' past editing histories, passing around or exposing their personal identities, casting aspersions around them, or off-wiki anonymous activities on the web to rile up a mob. And David Seaman talks quite a bit about this harassment because he's been harassed for bringing up Pedogate and talking about John Podesta and that whole mess of bogusness right there. Excuse me. Okay, slander is calling them trolls and other aspersions such as conductors of social media experiments or having an anti-personality disorder, faking diffs in an AE hearing to get them sanctioned or blocked, and then top it off with writing articles to embarrass individuals on Rational Wiki for what they do on Wikipedia, citing their own claims as references to support their narratives. That's harassment and slander. And that is what this publication reports on, specifically those activities and nothing else. Defensive actions required when no recourse available. Once Manual starts harassing, libeling, and slander editors on Wikipedia, and then carry that slander and harassment onto Rational Wiki and Encyclopedia Dramatica, those individuals have the right to protect and defend themselves however they believe they need to if Wikipedia admins offer no recourse for such activities. Editors targeted for suppression should not be beholden to a high standard of conduct while they try and defend themselves against Manual or any aggressive Wikipedia editor who is abusing that very standard of conduct to harass them further. Evidence. No recourse available for notable living people being misrepresented on Wikipedia. The point of this study is to show in detail a very disconcerting fact about Wikipedia. If a notable individual feels harassed by editors on Wikipedia regarding the status of their biography, there's simply no recourse. All of either Wikipedia or Wikimedia's guidelines were followed with exhaustive resources to no avail. Rupert Sheldrake, Deepak Chopra, David Wilcock, or any individual has the right to fair and neutral representation regardless of what they do or claim. They have the right to be listed as a biologist or an MD on Wikipedia because those are significant facts about their biography. A broader issue of human dignity, privacy, and civil rights. By blocking Ryan Castle and by default Deepak Chopra from participating responsibly on Wikipedia like anyone else, skeptic editors are attempting to sanction certain individuals on Wikipedia simply for what their beliefs are. This shows a hidden bias deeply entrenched in a culture. Skeptic editors on Wikipedia do not believe that anyone who engages in any spiritual or alternative medical practice or fringe scientific research, in addition to anyone that they should associate with, or any individuals that have an interest in those subjects for any reason, should be allowed to edit those articles on Wikipedia. They believe there should be one set of rules for those with these beliefs, and another set of rules for those who refute them. Bullshit. Since this belief they have is clearly outside of Wikipedia policy, along with common decency, these editors create an environment of suspicion where none is warranted to enforce their own agendas while suppressing the common rights of others. This is very concerning for a number of reasons that have nothing to do with the woo of these subject matters. This is more than just an open violation of Wikipedia's own 5 pillars. It's moving one step closer to violating civil rights, privacy, and human dignity. I don't have to agree with Deepak Chopra or follow him or like him or promote him to make that statement. And that's Rom Viharo. So there's that. I'm just going to go ahead and I didn't know that this website existed. So I just favorited that. And now we're going to go back to where we were before. And let's see. So it's not just individuals who are subject to harassment. Entire fields of scientific and medical research are being targeted, e.g. dysfunction at Wikipedia on homeopathic medicine, Huffington Post. Huffington Post posted that. In 2014, the AACEP went so far as to create a formal petition demanding changes to Wikipedia policies, which 11,519 people signed. How did Jimmy Wales, founder of Wikipedia, respond to all these people? No, you have to be kidding me. Every single person who signed this petition needs to go back to check their premises and think harder about what it means to be honest, factual, truthful. Wikipedia's policies around this kind of thing are exactly spot on and correct. If you can get your work published in respectable scientific journals, that is to say, if you can produce evidence through replicable scientific experiments, then Wikipedia will cover it appropriately. What we won't do is pretend that the work of lunatic charlatans is the equivalent of true scientific discourse. It isn't. Come on, man. People with credentials, dude. This is ridiculous. One might argue that Jimmy Wales is simply ignorant of the fact or in denial of the sickness that's taken hold of his creation. But the tone and content of his response falls right in line with the disruptive, head-in-the-sand, bully editors which inspired this petition in the first place. Ironically, the ACEP Association for Comprehensive Energetic Psychology had been trying to correct factual errors on articles about energy psychology and add references to work published in respectable scientific journals, but were blocked at every turn with the same irrational arguments and harassment Rom Viharo and so many others have suffered through. We'll continue reading that in a new link. Or new tab. Hold on. Okay, where am I at? From the ACEP website. There is an increasing body of peer-reviewed research regarding energy psychology that has been published in mainstream scientific journals, but the pages of Wikipedia have repeatedly been overwritten to ignore any reference to these scientific findings. The content is controlled by a very small cadre of self-proclaimed skeptics who flagrantly disregard all research and commentary that doesn't fit their own point of view. Repeated attempts over many years by ACEP members and others to engage with Wikipedia's process in order to improve these pages have met with no success. But wait, are these journals they refer to really all that respected? In her response to Jimmy Wales' comment, ACEP President Debbie Vajda listed some of them: the American Psychology Association, the Journal of Clinical Psychology, the Journal of Nervous and Mental Disease, Primary Care and Community Psychiatry, Psychotherapy, the Theory, Research, Practice, Training, the Review of General Psychology, and Traumatology. She writes, every edit to the Energy Psychology Wikipedia page that attempts to reference findings from these well-respected scientific journals is summarily deleted. The American Psychological Association does not think we are lunatic charlatans. Neither does the Association of Social Work Boards, the National Board of Certified Counselors, or the National Association of Alcohol and Drug Abuse Counselors, all of which approve ACEP to provide continuing education to their professional members for the study of energy psychology. The Wikipedia page is out of step with existing peer-reviewed research on this topic, and opinionated, self-prescribed skeptic editors are resisting any change. Either Jimmy Wales truly believes these journals and institutions to be insane and fraudulent, or he's truly ignorant, which would be said of most of these warrior skeptics who battle anyone crossing their territory. Perhaps Jimmy needs to check his premises and think harder about what it means to be honest, factual, truthful. And I got to stop right there real quick. Snopes is in that category with Wikipedia. Snopes is bogus. All right, and I'll find an article on that sooner or later, and I'll show you guys. Remarkably, Larry Sanger, the co-founder of Wikipedia, some might argue the real founder, actually left the organization early on because things were already getting bad, saying, in some fields and some topics, there are groups who squat on articles and insist on making them reflect their own specific biases. There is no credible mechanism to approve versions of articles. The people with the most influence in the community are the ones who have the most time on their hands, not necessarily the most knowledgeable, and who manipulate Wikipedia's eminently gameable system. In 2005, Jimmy Wales began explicitly denying that Larry was co-founder. So much for the facts, though Wikipedia does identify him as such. From an insider interview with Larry, there was a very strange back and forth between Jimmy Wales and I, added Larry. I said, there's these two problems that you really need to solve. One of them was making it easier to get rid of the real troublemakers on Wikipedia. They had essentially run rampant in the system, and it was very rare for anyone to be banned. And the second problem, as I've said, there is needed to be some way of encouraging experts to participate. Without that, I felt Wikipedia would always be an amateur resource, which is how I think it worked out. According to Larry, Jimmy Wales denied that these were problems and dismissed them contemptuously. Open contempt, dismissal of evidence, denial of facts. Are these not the hallmarks of a pseudo-skeptic? I am just going to copy that and I'm going to post that. So there you go. There you have it, people. We could go into all these other articles. Let's see. There's something else that I had here. Oh, here we go. We're going to get strange with Dr. Michael Salla, another guy. Wait, written by Dr. Michael Salla on April 27, 2016. So this is an old article. Inner Earth beings take first step to openly reveal themselves to humanity. Okay. And Dr. Michael Salla is one of those people who are being suppressed. Okay. Several ancient civilizations hidden in the subterranean regions of Earth have taken the first steps towards revealing themselves to the surface humanity, according to Secret Space Program whistleblower Corey Goode. In the April 26th episode of Cosmic Disclosure, Goode provided more detailed information about an encounter with inner Earth civilizations, which he initially described in a January 14th update on his website. Goode began citing his early January 2016 visit to futuristic underground city belonging to an inner Earth civilization, and for the first time he identified them as the Anshar, who have existed a staggering 18 million years. Good said he could feel the excitement among the city's inhabitants over the news that their leaders had decided to change an established policy of strict separation and make preparations to openly reveal themselves to surface humanity. The changed policy, Good stated, and Corey Good is another one of those whistleblowers who's being suppressed and called a crazy guy. And this... Good said he could feel the excitement among the city's inhabitants over the news that their leaders had decided to change an established policy of strict separation and make preparations to openly reveal themselves to surface humanity. The changed policy, Good stated, emerged out of a December 2015 meeting held at a secret base in the Kuiper Belt, where representatives of an alliance of 7 inner Earth civilizations met with a representative of the Sphere Being Alliance. On previous occasions, Good has described the Sphere Being Alliance as 6th to 9th density beings, Type 3 civilizations according to the Kardashev scale, which have transformed relations between different secret space programs and extraterrestrial civilizations operating in our adjacent solar systems. In addition to creating a frequency fence or quarantine around the solar system, the Sphere Being Alliance has helped a more ethically principled secret space program alliance achieve technology parity with less ethical space programs and extraterrestrial groups. All the inner Earth civilizations revere the Sphere Being Alliance as a very ancient race described as the builders who were responsible for creating the first civilizations on Earth and elsewhere in our solar system. Good has also previously described ancient builder technologies as being dispersed all over the Earth and the solar system. These mysterious technologies are highly sought after by different extraterrestrial groups. For many millennia, if not millions of years, the Sphere Being Alliance has apparently not made contact with the inner Earth civilizations, but has chosen to do so now. Their only condition appears to be what they have appointed Good to be their intermediary with the inner Earth civilizations as well as with all other groups. Therefore, Good was present at the Kuiper Belt meeting to witness the Sphere Being Alliance representative, a 10-foot tall triangle-headed being, telepathically chastise the inner Earth civilizations who, in the former's opinion, had not been proper stewards of the planet. Good provided a graphic of the encounter which shows the meeting as it occurred in the secret Kuiper Belt base. So, I'm just going to stop right here. Out of all the stuff that I've been learning, this is some of the most strange material that I've encountered. But knowing what I know from our Anishinaabe traditions, you know, we talk about our brothers and sisters from the other stars and that we see out there. So this is why I am reading this article, because I think this is stuff that people need to actually look at and try to I don't know. It's just, I don't know, take it with a grain of salt. Whatever. It's good information. So the inner Earth beings were confused and anxious over what they had been told, according to Good. He speculated that the inner Earth representatives had been informed that their long-time policy of deceiving surface humanity about their existence and maintaining a strict policy of separation had not been appropriate to their role as planetary custodians. Apparently, this led to great concern over the merits of revealing themselves to surface humanity, who are considered dangerous and unpredictable, as we can see with the riots that have been happening. And I don't know, just from my experiences on the streets, there's a lot of violent people out there that just don't give a shit about anyone, not even themselves, really. So this is what they're talking about. This consequently led to a split among the 7 civilizations who had briefly formed an inner Earth alliance, as Good described in his September 23, 2015 report. 3 of the civilizations subsequently decided to break away from the alliance and maintain their separation policy. They would do so by stepping up their counterintelligence deception operations with surface humans in order to remain hidden. So basically, these inner Earth beings were communicating with people, say like Hitler. It's not the Anshar per se, but they're saying that Hitler was and the Nazi regime were in contact with these they were calling it the so-called gods or whatever. I don't know. There's a bunch of crazy stuff, but the other 4 civilizations in turn decided to follow the advice of the Sphere Being Alliance and take active steps towards revealing themselves to humanity. One of the first resulting steps taken was to stop falsely telling humans or channelers or human channelers who they had established telepathic communications with that they were extraterrestrials. The new policy meant revealing that they were actually humans from Earth's interior. Coincidentally, on January 17, 2016, 3 days after Good's initial report on his inner Earth visit, a popular channeler of the Galactic Federation and Ashtar Command, Greg Giles, released an update on having been deceived about channeling extraterrestrials as he first believed. Instead, he says he had discovered that he was being fooled by a military group using Voice of God technology, which is also known as the V2K. And I will get into that because it's pretty freaking ridiculous, and I've got some stuff to tell you about that that I've witnessed and experienced personally, and people around me have witnessed and experienced personally. So the so-called channeled messages I'd received claiming to be from my soul family from the stars were in fact simple radio waves sent by U.S. government agents, allegedly from the military-industrial complex, working in concert with volunteers, many of which are secret society members who help propagate enormous numbers of hoaxed news stories of UFOs and related space news, building a backdrop for a PSYOPs program that lures science and spirituality-minded individuals such as myself into their web. While Giles' discovery that his telepathic contacts were not who they claimed to be preceded the January Kuiper Belt meeting, it nevertheless illustrated the ramifications of the kind of deception previously conducted by the 7 inner Earth civilizations. Presumably, this would change in the future, at least for some of these civilizations, and how they respectively conduct themselves with surface humanity. It's worth pointing out that there have been a number of individuals who have claimed to have physically met with or been in telepathic communications with inner Earth civilizations. These include well-known South American contactees such as Ricardo Gonzalez and Luis Fernando Mostajo, who I have personally met and communicated with for nearly a decade. I have attended some of their seminars and have concluded that they are both very credible and indeed in contact with representatives of both extraterrestrial and inner Earth beings as they claim. In addition, there are channelers such as Diane Robbins, who claims to have met with and telepathically communicated with inner Earth beings such as Adama from Telos. Good has not commented on any other contactees or channelers who may or may not be in contact with inner Earth civilizations. Presumably, with the changes described by Good, cases of physical contact or telepathic communications with inner Earth civilizations like the Anshar may rise in number quite quickly. Good believes that direct contact between surface humanity and inner Earth beings is likely to occur before extraterrestrial races start to openly make contact. This appears to be a very logical way to proceed. Now, what Good was saying is that a lot of the ETs out there and a lot of the insiders out there are saying that there's a lot of ET groups look like us. Some of them are taller, some of them are shorter. Excuse me. Some of them have I don't know. It's just there is an intrinsic blueprint for intelligent bipedal beings such as the human race. And basically, whatever the dominant species is on each planet is going to determine what. I mean, this all depends on the mineral content and the elemental content of each planet or whatever, or each star. But yeah, so there, whatever dominant species on that planet is going to breed the bipedal and intelligent species, human-like species. So anyways, in addition, there are channelers such as Diane Robbins, who claims to have met with and telepathically communicated with inner Earth beings such as Adama from Telos. Oh, I already read that. Okay, we're right here actually. In my book, Insiders Reveal Secret Space Programs and Extraterrestrials, I have provided extensive documentation supporting whistleblower testimonies and circumstantial evidence that leads to the conclusion that Good is being truthful in his groundbreaking disclosures. More recently, Good's revelations have been confirmed by a former Navy intelligence operative during World War II and 4-decade veteran of the aerospace industry, William Tompkins. Consequently, I have no reason to doubt the accuracy of Good's latest revelations about meetings with representatives of inner Earth civilizations and the new policies that have been implemented in accord with recent developments. It is entirely understandable that there is a considerable trepidation by some of the inner Earth groups over the dangerous and warlike policies of national elites running affairs on the surface of our planet. Thankfully, as the internet facilitates the rest of humanity awakening to the truth about secret space programs and extraterrestrial life, we will be better able to make national and global elites accountable for their policies. Most importantly, it is unlikely that aggressive policies at a national or global level will be permitted once the rest of humanity learns the truth about the extent of deception that has been perpetrated upon it. We can, therefore, have great confidence that as inner Earth civilizations reveal themselves, they will be warmly greeted by the vast majority of humanity and not subjected to warlike policies by unrestrained national elites. Inner Earth update on cosmic disclosure available here. So this is update from April 27th of 2016. Greg Giles, January 17th, 2016, statement cited above was preceded by earlier messages dating back to 2012, where he first publicly acknowledged that his channeling had been compromised. Consequently, his January message was an update and not new information for those that had earlier followed his channeling. The above article has been revised accordingly. Dr. Michael E. Sala, Ph.D. So, I don't know. Take it for what you want. Doesn't matter to me. I know what I think about it. So, it's whatever, man. So that's just some stuff that I wanted to get out there that doesn't really fit the criteria of follow that flow. So, yeah. All right. So, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter. If you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe. Hit that bell button. And I got these rev share programs that I'm in. My Paying Crypto Ads, which is a revenue share program. You buy ad packs and they earn you up to 120% back in a span of 60 days. And you just put enough seed money in to get it going, and then it starts perpetuating. And you can make a ton of money off of this stuff if you actually really work at it. Like what I'm doing is these videos to help promote it. So you just got to promote it. You got to put in the work. You got to advertise. That's what it is. My Paying Crypto Ads, advertisement. And then there's the brother site, which is deals in USD. So that's My Paying Ads. So you can check out those two. I got the referral links. You can sign up under me. And other than that, I mean, you're gonna for my paying crypto ads, you're gonna have to get a cryptocurrency wallet, which is I have a link in the description. It's Coinbase.com, so you can check that out. So, well, this is all I have for this episode. You guys have yourselves a fantastic day, and until next time, peace. Love you guys.